Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, November 15th, and we're going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. This is the Cross Boss channel. I'm Morgan, and yeah, we're on a 148-day streak. That's pretty solid. We solved yesterday's puzzle without too much strain. But today's Saturday, so expecting it to be even more challenging with even more wordplay and even more misdirection, possibly some trickery. Who knows? It's constructed by Kyle Dolan, whose name I don't recognize, but I don't recognize a lot of things that I've seen before. Yesterday, in fact, I was watching a TV show with some friends, and they're like, "We've watched this whole thing together," and I was like, "None of this is all new to me. I can't, none of it." Anyways, not a whole lot to report. It is turning into winter pretty fast here. We got some snow coming this weekend, and yeah, not ski season for me yet, but people did go skiing yesterday, and I hope that all their ACLs survived. But yeah, I'll wait until there's a little bit more snow coverage. Vail, a mountain that has 5,300 skiable acres, I believe, opened yesterday with 80 skiable acres. So not quite mid-season form yet. But that means it's a good weekend to solve some crossword puzzles and to chat with you guys. Hope your weekend is going well, and yeah, I hope if you live in a ski town that you've got better conditions than we do. Anyways, that's all I got. Let's solve a puzzle. Unable to move while holding a sleeping baby in slang. Interesting. Branded t-shirts, pens, phone chargers, etc. That's probably just swag. Many a role for Keanu Reeves or Bruce Willis, like an action hero. Yeah. Two very different stars. Both have done a lot of cool stuff. Something you should avoid. A lot of things you should avoid. And 16 Across will be one of them. Production company behind TV's Grey's Anatomy, named for its founder. I don't know that. Unless, it's like Shonda Rhimes something? I don't know. But no, because Grey's Anatomy would predate that. Not had by. That's on to. I'm on to you. Do we have any? Good. I was hoping for a crossing confirmation here, so looks like we've got it. Something to avoid a no-no, probably. Oops. Assists after a breakdown. Assists after a breakdown. Huh. Tows? Like AAA will tow you away? It's used for hair therapy. Racket. That's like a din, maybe? Well, this is Wonder Bra, right? So yeah, din. It's always nice when the cross confirms what you need. That way. Subject of the talk. I think that's probably the talk about the birds and the bees, so hopefully just singular bee. Swear off with of. Swear off with of. Offering on a sushi menu. Ahi or eel or uni. A lot of things. Sushi menu has stuff. How one might react during a scary movie. Window. Window. Like a window into your soul. No, that's probably not what they're going for there. I don't know what window means. No duh is probably obvi. It's short for obviously, obvi. Kidney related to renal. There you go. I don't know why I must just know that from crossword puzzles. I'm not a scientist. Something Trung Tu, harvest festival in Southeast Asia. I wonder if that's Tet Trung Tu in Vietnam. Yeah, this is Otis Day in the Nights. So let's try Tet, the Vietnamese New Year. I went out for some very poor Vietnamese food last night, and it reminded me how good the food in actual Vietnam is and how sad the Vietnamese version of that food is in the Rocky Mountains, where we have few to zero Vietnam people from Vietnam. So, Chick Corea of Jazz. So far, this is playing out pretty straightforward for a Saturday. So, all the trickery I warned you about, maybe not. Gem with a black variety. I think that's a black opal. 1. Game show figure. Like a TV host, a game show figure. Twist targets. Maybe your abs. Do enough twisting, you'll get some rock hard abs. Currency of Qatar. I don't know. Never been to Qatar. Cutter? Is that how you say it? Sail on the front of a foremast is, I believe, a jib. Salad choice, Cobb salad. It reminds me of Curb Your Enthusiasm, where Larry orders a Cobb salad with no bacon, no cheese, no nothing, and someone says, well, that's not a Cobb salad, and they get into a whole semantic argument about it. Trophy, like a cup, like the Stanley Cup. Fantasy monster whose name is an anagram of another fantasy monster. Ooh. Like orc and rock? Maybe. But then is it orc or rock? Who knows? We need some more info there. Westminster Abbey has one named after King Henry VII. Westminster Abbey has one. Like, what does Westminster Abbey have? Like wings and rooms and parlors? Something platter, a poo-poo platter, maybe? Fine. That could be like, you get fined for a violation. That could be fine, like, yeah, I think it's fine. It could be fine, like fancy, fine dining, you know? Who knows? Need more info there. Bad way to be caught red-handed? No. Yes. I was like, is that the right number of letters? It is. Source of umami in Japanese cuisine, probably miso. Boisterous. I've tried cooking with miso a little bit, and it's a fickle ingredient. Got to really thread the needle and just use exactly the right amount. Boisterously joyful. I don't know what that is. Pot filler. Is that like an ante? Darn tootin'. Don't know what that is. So, kind of a longish first pass. We got some good stuff filled in, but nearing 7 minutes on that first across pass is that's not fast. Incredibly bad, like nasty. Exclamation often made while covering the face. Exclamation often made while covering the face. LGBTQ vacation destination on Cape Cod. Well, that's Provincetown, P-Town, the very tip of Cape Cod. I'm from Massachusetts, so been there. Spam might fill them. Spam might fill them. Inboxes. Tins, like a tin of spam. I'm going to say tins. Angling tool is a rod. Ducks are seen on ice here. Ducks are seen on ice here. Showy purple flower. Organic energy source. Is that peat? Peat? Like peat moss? Could be. Something Laszlo, cosmetics businessman, I have no idea. Betray. Form of literature coined by Sartre. Form of literature. The anti-novel? Could be. That fits nicely. Face justice. Go on trial. All right. Unexposed side. I think that's lee, like when you're on a sailboat and you go turn a lee. That's like towards the safe side, right? The unexposed side. So this is not the birds and bees. Subject of the talk must be sex then. And because this is Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. I grew up on Shel Silverstein. I believe he also wrote The Giving Tree. Swear off. Mathematician's output. Proofs. Plant whose nectar produces the mildly toxic mad honey. Like a dahlia? No. Because this is going to be ahi, maybe? So azalea. We'll try it. I'm always more inclined to take chances on a Saturday because if I wait for the ones that I'm sure of, I'll never get anywhere. Might react in terror. Yeah, dormant is inert, right? Object at rest stays at rest. In terror. Brings in nets, like your income. Places to keep playthings. A prop room or this is something money. Window. Oh, prize money. There we go. This feels like a props room, but not quite. Doesn't quite work. Set for service. Set for service. Regardless. So that's in any case. So anti's going to be wrong. Pot filler. What's a pot filler? First of all, there we go. A Lenten event. I have no idea what Lenten is. Is it related to Lent? Lenten event. High point of a 1950s car design. High point of a 1950s car design. Like a tail fin? Tail fin. Close of business. Just the letter S, I believe, is what we're going for. Martial artist who appears in 3 Expendables films. Okay, so, it's a red-handed doesn't work. I just can't spell. Sometimes that happens. I've been caught red-handed at bad spelling. This is Jet Li, though. Good looker. Cutie. Flip is upend. Baby's fingers. Pudgy? Maybe. Plant that thrives in dry climates. Like a sago lily? Plant that thrives in dry climates. Hangs out with around. Lays around. Maybe. Give the finger. That hurts. I was doing pretty well here, but I've hit a bit of a wall in the bottom of the grid. Condition of Freud's rat man, in brief. Like OCD or something. I feel like OCD probably predates Freud. Or Freud probably predates OCD, pardon me. So we're at 13 minutes. Not terrible, but bottom of this grid is not cooperating. So let's grind it out. Unable to move while holding a sleeping baby. Oh, that sounds like nap trapped. That's a cute one. Production company behind TV's Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, Chandra Rhimes. So Chandra Art. The name of her production company. Eesh. It's used for hair therapy. Ducks are seen on ice here. Is it Shonda? Shonda? Oh yeah, Anaheim, like the movie, The Mighty Ducks. The Mighty Ducks, starring Emilio Estevez, a children's movie that begins with Emilio Estevez serving community service for getting a DUI. I don't think you'd probably use that as a premise today. Shonda Rhimes, okay. And a showy purple flower. Hair therapy, like hot gel or something. Hot oil. We'll get there. That way, yawn and achoo. Oh, well, covering the face, huh? Swear off. Repent. Betray. This is going to be a tough little section here, because I don't know this name or this flower, but we're gonna circle back, see if we can get down in the bottom here. Game show figure is game show figure. I guess something host or game show figure. Currency of Qatar. I still don't know the answer to that. Fantasy monster. I'm gonna say this is either orc or rock. Prop. I mean, if this is prop, that's a P. So game show figure is panelist. Maybe. Close of business. Oh, so like LLC or LTD maybe? Prop rooms. Yeah. Duh, told you. Currency of Qatar, is it a riad? Rial? Set for sir. Fantasy monster, orc, is an anagram of rock. I think a rock is like a giant bird. Westminster Abbey has one named after King Henry VII. Fine. Okay. Is that just okay? Bad way to be caught. Bad way to be caught. With your pants down. Red-handed. Bad way to be caught. Boisterously joyful. I don't know. Pot filler. Is that stew? That hurts. A repair kit. Okay, that works. And darn tootin'. So yeah, this bottom of the grid is going to be tough for me. A showy purple flower. So what, like a production company behind TV's Grey's Anatomy, named for its founder, Shonda Cast. Shonda. Is this like Erno? I'm just trying to think of what words. Erno Laszlo, that seems kind of reasonable. Betray is... Betray. Betray. Shonda. I feel like this is hot oil, right? Shondaland. I don't hate it. Betray. Doditry. Oh boy, that doesn't feel... Dodderty. Do dirty. Oh my god. It's not Dodderty, it's do dirty. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. And hot oil feels appropriate. I'm gonna call that good. Lenten event. I have no idea what Lenten is. Currency of Qatar. Reals. It's got to be reals, right? A Lenten event. High point of a 50s car design. I'm going to say it's a tail fin, but I don't feel great about that. Tail fin. If that is correct, I have a funny story about tail fins, but I'm going to hold off until I know that it's actually right. So I'm going to say this is LLC. Westminster Abbey. Chapel. That feels like a thing Westminster Abbey would have a lot of. And this is Fish. Lenten event. Fish Day. Plant that thrives in dry climates. Hangs out. Hangs out with around. I don't know, man. Give the finger. Give the finger. Like, I don't know. Condition of Freud's rat man in brief. Flat-footed. Okay. That's hopefully going to help. Fish fry. Maybe. Oh, aloe thrives. Hangs out. Give the finger poke. Condition. So maybe this is OCD. And rollicking and yes, indeedy. Hey, we solved a Saturday crossword in 2128. We are amazing. Our Saturday is off to a very good start. We're up to a 149-day streak, and we are going to admire our puzzle. Well earned. 2128, that's what we want on a Saturday. It should be tough, right? And this whole time it was moving along at a pretty good rate. But gave me pause in a couple of different spots and had to work for it. So appreciate that. But yeah, we got it done. We extended the streak, and we can feel good about ourselves. Later on when we're napping, we won't feel nap trapped. I like this. I've never heard nap trapped. And last night I was on the couch, and there was a dog. My friend's dog was laying across the couch with his head on me, Cooper, and I was trapped. I couldn't possibly get up for a glass of water or to use the restroom or anything. Cooper had me nap trapped. I like this though. It's a nice way to start off the puzzle with at 1A. Swag, just stuff we all get. Yep. Action hero for Keanu Reeves or Bruce Willis. Sure. I also love that both of them have been in other kinds of things. Keanu really leaned into the action thing. Bruce Willis certainly has been in some non-action-y things as well. But I mean, Keanu, for me, is, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure back in the day, which is, he's an action hero of a different sort. Yeah, great film. Something you should avoid, a no-no, Shondaland. Shonda Rhimes, probably the most, well, I guess now the Yellowstone guy is kind of crushing, but I was going to say, like, probably the highest regarded showrunner of this generation. Yeah, crushing. On to toes. Hot oil is used for hair therapy. I don't know what hair therapy is. Like a psychiatrist for your scalp, perhaps. I don't know. Racket is a din. You can hear the din over yawn. Subject of the talk is sex. That's funny. The talk. I feel like bee wasn't too far off the birds and the bees, but definitely missed the mark there. To swear off is to repent. Ahi tuna, one of the most delicious things in the entire world. In terror is how you might react during a scary movie. Prize money is window. I like this. The clue is cute and sort of like, reminds you of the word window. And yeah, wordplay, misdirection, all the Saturday things. I'm not mad about it. Obvi, renal, tet trung tu. I don't, it's interesting, like you only really hear it referred to as tet. We see it pretty commonly in these puzzles. I didn't know that was short for something else. Chick Corea, pretty awesome jazz guy, jazz pianist. Yeah. Opal, black opal. I don't know, if you showed me a black opal, I would probably call it an onyx. First of all, panelist, abs, reals. That one gave me some pause. In general, these are kind of straightforward clues. Fortunately, they're tough enough bits of fill that a straightforward clue still makes you work for it, but we could use some more wordplay here. A jib. I used to sail. I shouldn't say that. I used to know how to sail. I could sail a 16-foot boat around the little lake near our house. But yeah, I'm quite sure I would struggle now. A trophy is a cup. An orc is a rock. A chapel is in Westminster Abbey. Sure. Poo-poo platter. Yeah, a variety of appetizers in a Chinese restaurant. What could be better? Okay, flat-footed, miso, rollicking, stew. I feel like tomorrow's going to be a good stew day. I was actually kind of thinking about going to the store today to buy some stew preparations, or possibly like beef bourguignon. Something hearty that I can eat if it snows a half a foot tomorrow and I don't want to leave the house and I can just watch football and eat stew. So we shall see. I'll keep you posted. Yes, indeedy, darn tootin'. Nasty is incredibly bad. Achoo, P-Town. This would bother me, except that this is what people call it, P-Town. Provincetown is P-Town, and it works. Tins have spam sometimes, rod and reel, Anaheim Ducks. I might have to rewatch The Mighty Ducks just to have a laugh. That's really, the 90s were something else. What a great time for movies. I mean, there was just so many movies. Phlox is a showy purple flower. Nope. Peat is an organic energy source. Erno, Laszlo. All right. Cosmetics businessman. And I have no idea. Not Dotterty, but too dirty. That's one of the more embarrassing hiccups I've had recently. Snowcat Wonder Bra. I grew up in Boston, and there's a place in either Alston or Brighton called Wonder Bar that we used to go to, which I always assumed was a play on Wonder Bra. Anti-novel is a form of literature coined by Sartre. Yeah, I wonder what that's all about. Go on trial. Unexposed side is Lee. Well, back in my sailing days, I knew about Lee. Shel Silverstein, proofs, mathematician's output, proofs. Azalea, so we have another flower. We have phlox and azalea. Inert is dormant. Brings in nets. Prop rooms are places to keep playthings, things for a play. I feel like you could have thrown a question mark at the end of that. That's punny enough that it would work. Repair kit is a set for service. Yep. In any case, regardless, Otis, Day and the Nights, fictional R&B band in Animal House. But then they became a band, right? And I think like that turned them into a band. Or was it really just in the one movie and that's it? Been a long time since I saw Animal House. That was really a pioneering movie. Salad choice is a Cobb. Yeah, not named after Ty Cobb, presumably, because he was a jerk. Fish fry is a Lenten event. So I'm not sure what this is. Like Lent is a Catholic thing, right? And in Catholicism, you would eat fish on Fridays because you didn't eat beef, right? So is that what this is? Little help? Anyone? Tail fin, high point of a 1950s car design. So my funny tail fin story is about my Aunt Jennifer, who got picked up for a first date by a guy. This would be, I don't know, mid-60s, like late 60s. And he had a beautiful Cadillac. He showed up with a beautiful Cadillac that had fins. And she refused to go out with him because she didn't care for the fins. So shout out to my Aunt Jennifer. Yeah. She knows what she wants, and it's not fins. Close of business, LLC. Yep, that works. Jet Li was apparently in the Expendables films. I mean, Jet Li was, I believe he was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which was a pretty amazing, innovative movie, also in the 90s, of course, because that's when all the greatest movies came out. Pretty sure that was Jet Li. And did he also star maybe in some stuff with, I feel like he did some buddy cop comedy things. I don't know. Anyways, Jet Li. Cutie, upend, pudgy fingers. Aloe is a plant that thrives in dry climates. Hangs around, pals around. Give the finger is to poke. This one really, I had a hard time wrapping my head around it, and then it was like, oh right, poke, give the finger. Yao, OCD, is a condition of Freud's rat man. So obsessive compulsive disorder. Apparently that is a Freudian thing. What didn't he do? So we did it. We solved this puzzle. It took us nearly 21 and a half minutes, but that's not too bad on a Saturday. We want to work for it on a Saturday. And yeah, I like this. I mean, there was a lot of interesting fill. The cluing, again, I mean, the cluing just could have been a little more compelling. Long time ago, I wrote a crossword puzzle, and getting the fill done was I thought that would be the major hurdle, but coming up with interesting clues is just as much of a challenge. And it's kind of like starting all over again. Once you've got the grid filled in, then you need to clue the thing. And sometimes the difference between a Monday and a Wednesday is just the cluing, like how hard you make it. So yeah, I like this one, and I don't have any major complaints. I just wish that the cluing was a little more challenging. Although had it been a little more challenging, we could have been looking at a 30 plus minute solve perhaps. So who knows? But I'm feeling good about that. We solved the Saturday puzzle. Yesterday I was complaining about my back. Still bugging me, but I got some chiropractic and a massage yesterday, and I think I might survive the weekend. Thank goodness. But I doubt you're going to get another solve from me tomorrow. I'm looking forward to taking it easy on Sunday and just making some stew, watching some football. Football Sundays are always nice too when the Patriots have already played and I can just relax and watch other teams play that I don't particularly care about. I also felt the same thing about the World Series this year. You know, I'm a Red Sox guy. Red Sox were not in it, and I just am not as invested in the Red Sox as I was, 10 to 30 years ago. There was a really nice 20-year sweet spot where I just lived and died for those guys. And this year, I had to watch like the Dodgers win the World Series, and I feel like that would have bothered me. The Dodgers, I don't know. Having a little bit of distance between you and the thing is sometimes nice, and you can just be a casual fan of a sport that you love. Anyways, that was like a really silly way to wrap this up post-ramble. At the top of the video, I said this is the Cross Boss channel. My name's Morgan, and this is what we do here. We solve puzzles. Not the puzzles of life, just the puzzles of the New York Times. But if you liked watching me solve it, then you can click the like button. They have a really easy method for you conveying your enjoyment. Just click the like button. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, then you'll get more like this. This is what we do. I do it once or twice a week, depending on my mood and what else I got going on. But this is my quiet time of year, so yeah, I try to do at least 2 a week. So like and subscribe, and most importantly, I hope you'll join me again next time for another solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks, bye.